welcome back to SoVery Kristi. I'm so excited you are tuning in with us today. We have a very exciting show for you and a very exciting guest who I'll introduce here shortly. For those of you who have not tuned in before, each week I'll be bringing you an exciting new tip, or I like to call it a Kristiology, and we'll also have an amazing guest on each week, someone that, I've met some incredible people over the last 6 months to a year, and I'm going to bring them on each week and introduce them to you. And back to the tip, or the Kristiology, if you have a tip that you need, that you would like for me to help you with, please comment below. I would love, love, love to get your feedback on that. And for those of you that don't know me, I would like to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Kristi Phillips, and I grew up in a small town in Oklahoma on a farm, and I started singing and playing the piano when I was 7 years old. And after that, I grew up there all the way up till I was 17. I sang. I actually went to cosmetology school when I was 15, graduated from cosmetology school, and came to Dallas when I was 17 years old, and I've been doing hair for a long time, and makeup and singing. Now, somewhere along the way, I did lose my confidence with singing, but before that I was in a band, several bands. I majored in music at SMU, and I went on after that to be in a few bands. And then I started losing my confidence somewhere along the way. And as you know, life happens, and sometimes that happens to us, and you just have to get back up. And I would like to take that moment to introduce to you my co-host and life coach, Jen Johnson.
Yay! And you're doing an amazing job, Kristi. I'm serious. Now, I love everything that she's doing. And that's what I think is so amazing with you, is that you just do. And that's really, at the end of the day, what we have to do to succeed, is we have to get into action. And you have majorly been getting into action.
And that was about 2 years ago that we started working together,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
And I tell you what, I'm out of my comfort zone. Well, maybe not every minute of every day, but it feels like I'm out of my comfort zone for sure every week doing something. Mm-hmm. And I have to give credit to this one right here for pushing me and keeping me focused when you have those moments where you're not focused. Like, I think I posted a video this morning that was like, this is my workout partner, and that happened to be my dog for running. But you got to have a workout partner. You got to have someone who can get you through those times and those moments where you're not feeling amazing.
Exactly. You have to. You can't do it by yourself.
You cannot do it by yourself. And I would like to introduce my guest to you guys, because if it wasn't for what I have been doing over the past 6 months, I would not have met him, and that is Mike Manning. I'm so excited to have you here today, Mike. And he's just an incredible musician, an incredible person, and now a good friend of mine as well, and I'm so excited to have you on.
Well, thanks for having me.
And so, like I said, each week I'll be bringing you a Kristiology, and I have a really good one today. And roll it for us, Rick. Minutes. I like to leave them on till they shrivel up and dry up. But even in 20 minutes, I swear you can use these things 2 times, because I like to get all my money's worth. Here's what it looks like. It comes in individual packets inside the box. It has 5 sets in the box. They're $40, and I think it's dirt cheap for the result that you get. So I'm about to put them on, and I'll just show you really quickly how to do it. So it comes on a little tray like this, and they are saturated with this amazing product. You want to, okay, I'm gonna try to do this. Holding the phone, not looking in the mirror. Well, I'm looking in the phone, but anyway. Okay, so you just put it on, the big end over there, and sometimes I flip them over and I put them up here, and I split it up. I go 20-20. I might be working, doing some paperwork. I might be watching a show on TV or whatever, and I just do this. Or I might be driving in the car. I don't look at myself driving in the car, but I do wear these to things and then take them off when I get there. If I've got a show like today, I would normally do it on the way to the show or before in the morning while I'm doing my hair or something like that. So, okay, I'm gonna leave this on, and I'm gonna leave it on for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to show you my result. See you in just a few. Take one out. Okay, so that again is the Nerium eye patches, and this is what it looks like.
And I love those Nerium eye patches. They're amazing.
They are so great. And so we're going to play an after video too, because I was told by a good friend of mine videos are more convincing and believable than a picture. So I'm trying to do my best and show you guys how to use this product. And if you have any questions, of course, I can answer them in the comments below. And so I've left these on for 20 minutes. Now, I do like to leave them on, like I said, till they shrivel up and dry up.
That's what I like to
And
do.
I can't remember if I explained this, but I want you to know that the more hydrated your skin is, the longer you can wear these things, or you can use them 2 or 3 times. And I'm not kidding. They really are amazing. You just put them back in the packet. So now we'll show the after video and let you see the results. Okay, I'm back, and here we are with the Nerium eye patch. We're doing a live demonstration of what it can do under the eye area, reduces fine lines, puffiness, and brightens the eye area. One of the main factors of aging, well, besides getting older and free radicals, is lack of hydration, lack of moisture. And this is a very intense moisture pack that really you can wear up to an hour and then it will dry out. And the more dehydrated you are, the quicker these will dry out. When I used to put them on in the beginning, they would dry out really fast. And now that I've been consistent over the past year, I can wear them for an hour. Sometimes I can put them back in there and put them in the refrigerator and then put them back on my eye at another time and still get like another half a use out of these eye patches. I mean, they are amazing. You can use them once a week, or you can use them before an event, or if you just look horrible because you stayed up too late, or whatever the case may be. And they are just phenomenal. So here we go. Enough talking. I'll let you see what these things do. See that? I mean, that is amazing. I love these. There you go. So Nerium eye patch, and I mean, there's still a ton of moisture left in these. I'm going to be putting these back on afterwards. Okay. Have an amazing rest of your day, and that is your Kristiology of the week. Okay, did y'all like that?
I love them because I love the eye patches. And I use them all over my face, just to let you know. I'll put them underneath my eyes. I'll put them right around here. I'll put them on my forehead. And they feel amazing.
I know, I love them.
And I like the way they just look so matte afterwards, you know, your skin.
It's smooth, and if there's puffiness, it's flat. And if there's some crow's feet, they're kind of gone, at least for several hours. And long term, it will help you too. It will help you long term as well. And I swear, I think I left those on for an hour and a half.
See, when I leave mine on for about an hour and I take it off, they are all shriveled up.
Yeah, they're like crispy, crunchy.
So that just means that
I like to get my money's worth. I'm just saying, I want to use every last drop. Just even
I don't
with
blame
lipstick,
you.
I'm like digging it out because it's not cheap.
It's amazing. I love it. I love it. So everybody's got to get some.
It's amazing. Nerium eye patch. If you need any more information, just let me know.
Yes.
All right. So now I would love to go behind the scenes with Mike.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Do we have a video?
All right, Mike, I'm so excited you're here and we get to learn more about you. I mean, I know a little bit, but tell us how you got started in the music industry. Like, how old were you?
Well, I think the time I always pinpoint of where it really started was I was about 8 years old. I walked into a music store back when speakers were massive.
Yeah.
And Smoke on the Water was playing. And just this wall of guitar sound. I think most guitar players probably have this story, but it blew my mind. I was like, Dad, what is that? And I was obsessed for several years. I kept telling my mom, if I get a guitar, somehow I will know how to play it. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I went to a couple music stores, tried a couple guitars. I'm sure they hated me because I turned them on full blast, full distortion, and just strummed. And if anybody plays guitar, you know, you just strum open strings with a lot of distortion. It's one of the worst sounds ever. But I ended up getting my first guitar when I was 12. And before that, my dad had a classical guitar that he'd always get mad at me because I would strum it with a pick. And you're not supposed to strum a classical guitar. You're supposed to finger pick it.
And they're softer. I mean,
they're nylon strings instead of the metal strings like acoustic guitar. So I got my first electric when I was 12 and haven't looked back since then.
So what did you do from 8 to 12? Did you just go back to the music store all the time? Because I think that's
Went back to the music store. I played air guitar a lot. I played on a blow-up inflatable guitar. We were always putting on shows for my parents.
Oh,
and
yeah?
me and my siblings, and always performing, and we call them programs. I have no idea why, but we're putting on a program tonight.
Let's put on a program. Hey, my kids put on programs for us all the time too.
Because in school or grade school, like you have
That's
programs.
what you.
You
Yeah,
have
exactly.
programs, you know?
It's just the most uncool term for a concert ever. Having a program.
But it's what you did at the
love
time.
it.
It's what you did at the time.
And how many siblings do you have?
I got 3. I got a younger brother and 2 sisters.
Okay.
Are they all musically inclined as well?
No.
But your dad was.
My dad sang in choir growing up, and his dad was a phenomenal recording artist. Super, super low voice. I don't know where I talk low, but I sing high. I was hitting a B the other day in the studio.
Well, I was going to say, you're amazing because I've seen you and I've heard you, and you are incredible.
Yes, you had a voice lesson right after me the other day.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Hopefully you weren't out there listening.
I was kind of like trying to put a glass up.
Right?
No, you do. You sing great, and we're gonna start doing some stuff together. I know.
Yes.
I'm really.
You have to.
That.
I've seen the two of you together with Mike's band, and
it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about that too. So now, you've told me this before, but I want you to tell our viewers about how it was when you got started. Were you phenomenal right off the bat, or just
No.
did it take some time?
I sucked. With all capitals.
Like a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
And lots of exclamations.
I was very musically not inclined. I think I always had a creative mind, but I had 0 natural talent, which I think is a cool story because now I can use it as a motivation to other people. I just had to work really, really hard.
Yeah, because a lot of people would think, well, if it didn't you didn't pop up as a musical genius, then you can't do it.
Well, it started at least with singing, where my dad went to Linda Septian, who I believe has been on your show.
Yes.
Yep,
She's
Linda's
going
the
to
best.
Be.
Oh,
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She amazing vocal coach, and my dad went to her when I wanted to sing and could barely find a note, and asked her if anybody could learn to sing, and she was like, "Well, as long as he's not tone deaf." He's like, he can eventually find a note. She's like, okay, well, as long as he can eventually find it, then we're good. And that's when I was about 12 years old, and it's just been a very slow uphill journey since then. But like I said, my dad also told me years later, after I started playing in bands and doing it professionally, he was like, I'm really glad you stuck with it, because I did not think you were going to get it. Just no feel, choppy rhythm, all downstrokes.
And you didn't always sing, you were more guitar and then you sang later, or did you do it all at the same time?
No, I learned guitar first. I mean, I wanted to do all of it at the same time. I grew up playing on a little keyboard, just banging around on it and making sounds on it, and there was ways that you could record on it and erase all the other instruments, so I'd literally have to go through and find all the keys where they'd played it, erase it, re-record my own stuff, and
how long did you play before you started singing?
I think I started doing both around the same time. I was just way more serious about guitar.
Playing.
Singing's a lot harder to self-teach, and I'm learning that now too. I mean, 20 years of bad habits and having to go back and fix technique and realizing I'm not nearly as strong vocally as I thought, as far as just all the mechanics of it. So it was easier to pick up a guitar and just sit down and play and sing badly to it.
But, I think that's a really good piece of advice, though, because, when somebody starts something, a lot of times they, like you said, they'll do it for a long time and they pick up the bad habits, and then you've got to go relearn it the right way. So if you have a passion and you want to do it, you might as well just go find the best people you can find and learn it the right way the first time.
Well, that's what happened to me with piano. I started off learning it with bad habits, and I went to college, and they go, well, you got to start over.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't like that.
It could be tough.
I didn't like hearing that. I thought I was going to be this much further, because I'd already done it. No.
Well, I think it's the, almost like a 3-part process to mastering any instrument. And really, it's, at the end of the day, it's becoming a musician, I think, because once you learn your second instrument, it's easier because you're already a musician, and it's that first part of just learning and not really knowing if you're good or bad and getting through the mechanical part of it. Then it's getting into being able to do that and perform it, but then being able to master that where it's something people want to hear.
Exactly.
And that's been the interesting part even lately with my singing part of it is applying what I know as a guitar player, and then being honest with myself. Okay, is this something that people want to listen to? I can sing it, but is it something compelling?
Right,
you know,
right.
And getting to that part of where you get into like the more abstract part of it, where it's the communication of music and sharing with that is such a, it's kind of an ethereal place. It's really hard to teach that, but it's where all the magic is.
That's right, and I'm experiencing that myself these days lately.
Well, I love it because it's really just watching, being kind of on the sidelines, watching what Kristi's doing. I can see how she connects so much more with the audience and how she really is communicating the song and her feelings and her emotions about this music to the people that are watching, which really is what you call an entertainer and performer, which I didn't know any of that before. And we can watch videos from Kristi a year ago to where she is now, and it's unbelievable.
Thank you.
It is.
Thank goodness, right?
You gotta sing on your show. Everybody needs to hear it.
Yeah.
You're
Well, I
on
do
tape.
sing on my show sometimes, and then I also play singing on my show. I play singing. That sounds
Play
weird.
videos.
Nice.
Play
Yeah.
videos of me singing on my show, and it's always a cappella. I mean, I sang last week a little bit.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, so I know you've worked with some amazing people. So tell us about kind of after you got started. I'm sure you were in some bands, and then like kind of how did that go?
Yeah, so I started playing in bands around 15. I was in a band called Free Slave. And then I was in a band called, what's actually a cool thing about that one, I don't know if any of your audience watches or watched a TV show called Weeds.
Yes,
but
I have.
yes.
Hunter Parrish,
Oh, that's
who's one of the
right.
leads on there.
Yeah.
He and I were in our first band together. And
Hunter, if you're watching.
If you're watching, Hunter,
still
You
mad,
need to
still
be
mad
watching.
you quit the band and started acting.
you can come and be on the show, Hunter.
Yeah,
you can give us
yes.
some. You can give us.
Let
some
me
scoop.
know if you want to be on my show.
Right, exactly.
There you go. And I did that for a couple years. Then I was in another band called Clear Cut. And then one evening I got a call from a good friend of mine, Dallas, and who sister happens to be Demi Lovato, and
Awesome.
asked me if I wanted to go on tour. And
You're like, nah.
I almost did turn it down because I'd saved
you
up.
serious?
Well, I didn't know exactly what it was, and two, I saved up all of my vacation for. This was in May, 10 years ago, actually, almost 10 exactly. And then in June, I'd saved up all my vacation to take 2 weeks to go record with my band. So, and I'd had that planned. So I was like, well, I got to do this
First.
And so this was on Thursday night. They're like, okay, well, we'll bring out somebody else for the June tour. And then July, when we go open for the Jonas Brothers, then we'll bring you out for that. So I was like, okay, perfect. Worked it all out. But then I was like, oh, I could have just quit my job. And
I know,
didn't.
you know, but
Yeah.
you know how many times I'm sure people have something like that where, and it's like, oh my gosh, it seems now like looking in retrospect, the decision was so easy, but we struggle over it. We struggle over a huge opportunity, but I'm glad that you jumped on it. In
Well,
July.
thankfully, the next day, her dad called me and was like, look, this
Don't be
guy's not going to
stupid.
work out. We need you. So I was like, okay, perfect.
You're like,
That's
okay, we'll
great.
do it.
I was
we'll do it.
mowing lawns.
You were supposed
You were?
to do there.
You had
I
to
was-
quit mowing
I was
lawns.
mowing lawns, which
You
was
had
my
to.
college job.
Isn't that crazy? You were mowing lawns and you were like going, should I wait a month or should I go and tour? But at the time, was Demi Lovato
That's what I was
as
gonna
big
say.
as she is, or was she just starting
She
out?
had just done Camp Rock, and we knew that was supposed to be the next big Disney movie. And I'd heard on the radio that she was opening for the Jonas Brothers in Dallas. I didn't know she was
Okay.
touring.
So now she's huge, but then it was just like, okay, she's like what was it, Disney or what was she in?
I
It was
thought
Disney.
She
Yeah.
was on
Disney.
Barney or something.
She was on Barney first.
Yeah.
She was on Barney?
Yeah.
I didn't know she was on Barney.
And she was a
Yeah.
little firecracker.
She's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to know something about when you're in bands. So when-
Demi, if you want to be on the show, let me know.
Yeah,
I just want to put that out there. You know,
you got to do that,
Yeah.
right? We asked Hunter. You got to ask Demi.
Didn't want her to feel left out.
Okay, so one thing. So when you started in these bands, did you name the band or was it already named when you joined?
My two original bands, yes. The first one was my idea. The second one, I think it was one of the other guys' dad's idea, and we
I always
agreed on
think
it.
it's kind of funny to hear the stories behind the names. Like, how did you come up with these names?
Well, my current band, Rocky Top,
Yeah.
which you guys should all check out.
Yes.
Kind of our running joke is we tell a different story every time. come up with the most absurd story that we possibly can, and be like, and that's how we came up with the name Rocky Top. But actually, we were sitting around and we're trying to come up with a name, and we couldn't. And so one of the guys said, "Well, what street did you all grow up on?" And Remy, who's the other guy in the band, said Rocky Top. We're like, "Oh, that's a good name. It's good. It sounds country. Sounds like a brewery. We have a song called Beer's Beer.
There you go.
Branding.
There you go.
So,
Perfect.
and it sounds country. So
there's the inspiration.
exactly. Not as cool as the fake stories that we tell, but
But that's a good story, though. I like that.
And then it was like, we were going through, each of us, some pretty tough times early last year, and so it's kind of like Rocky on the way up to the top.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I just had a great idea for a book. For a book, somebody should go and interview all these different musicians and ask them, how did you pick the name for your band? That would be a cool book, and then you could read all the different stories.
And it can be a chapter per band.
Every once in a while.
If it's a small book, works great for me. Like this big.
Right.
I like them this thick.
I'm liking that idea.
So it doesn't take me so long to read it.
Exactly, but you're reading it.
I'm
good.
reading.
That's good.
That's the main thing. Mm-hmm. Well, I love it. So what do you have going on with Rocky Top? I've heard them. They are amazing. You've got to check them out. They got some amazing songs. And I like to beg them to sing backup sometimes.
And it works. Awesome. We need to do more of that.
And it's fun.
So we are, we're working on our EP right now and putting our live show together. And we're kind of still in the, it's funny how it changes. Like when you're young and first starting, it's just all about get out, play a show, get out, play a show. Mm-hmm. And now it's really about, just trying to do it right and get our sound right, and put that forth, and really what the product is and the branding and who we are, so that we come out the gate swinging. You know, so I think so many bands just rush everything. It's all about getting the song out rather than getting a good song out.
Yeah.
So we're really taking our time trying to hone in who we are, because we had solo projects before and different things going on. Obviously I was with Demi for 7 years, and so now putting it together and putting our best foot forward. All that to say, we will have a video coming out July 3rd for our song, My Summer Song.
I love it.
I love it.
So that'll be our first release.
That's so cool. I love it. So how many songs to do it right? Like how many do you have to do a show? Like
to do a show? Well, we are, if you guys are in Dallas, we're playing at Taste of Dallas on June 23rd. It's not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. Awesome. We'll be playing there on the main stage and on the Backyard Bites stage.
Is that in Addison?
It is actually at Gas Monkey Live.
Okay, alrighty.
Oh, cool.
June
So right here in
23rd.
Awesome.
June 23rd.
Let's go.
And I'm singing there too, right? We just decided.
You are singing there.
There you go.
After y'all, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get you up and do a
Yeah.
guest spot.
Oh, fun. Okay, I like that.
All right, June
Just had to-
23rd.
Yeah.
Brainstorming on the show right here.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the way to do it.
This is how it happens,
That's
folks.
exactly how it happens.
That's how you make deals.
That's right. Come on the show. We'll
I
make a
love
deal
it.
with
So
you.
Taste of Dallas, because there's a Taste of Addison also.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I knew taste is something.
Yeah.
They do a lot of the cities around here do it, and it's where restaurants bring out like vendor style parts of their company.
Right.
So you can go taste a whole bunch of different
Okay, I
restaurants.
gotcha.
And so it's a
Yeah.
big foodie festival, but then they also have live entertainment, and it's big. Like 100,000 people come through this.
Yeah, so you
That's
can eat and
awesome.
have great music while you
Right.
try all these different foods, which is
Okay, I
fun.
love it. I love it.
Which
I
is
do
super
want to.
fun.
I do want to know some stories. Like your 7 years of touring. What do you have any cool fun stories to tell
Cool
us?
fun story.
I mean,
Man.
anything exciting
You
like?
get me started on that one. We'll be
No,
here.
no, do it. Do it. I want to hear
I mean,
it.
we have to ask him. You know, everybody's wanting that.
Yeah.
That are show appropriate?
Yeah, the
I'm
show
just kidding.
appropriate.
No, there was a scary one. Was we were flying from Brazil to Argentina one time, and I don't know if we went through a storm, but it started getting real turbulent. And you know when the plane will kind of bank to one side,
Ugh.
and that's
I
normal.
don't know
like
that
when
that's
you're-
ever happened to me.
it's normal when you're turning. So
Yeah.
it did that, but then the wind caught it, and it went from here to here, and it dropped.
Oh my
No
gosh.
way.
And
I would be
It
freaking
was
out.
a private plane. Or
No,
was
this one was commercial.
Commercial?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Scary.
so I don't remember what I was thinking. I just was trying not to spill my drink. But everybody was screaming, and like one lady was looking out and the wing was flapping, which
oh my
come to
gosh,
find out that's what it's supposed to do.
Right.
But you know it's bad when the pilot comes back and everybody okay, you guys okay?
Right.
So that was a scary one. But we always had a lot of fun touring down South America. I've been chased out of airports, through hotels.
How many countries did you go to? During that 7
been
years?
to 25.
Wow, that is cool. That is
4
so
continents.
cool, Mike.
Nice.
It was fun. That was my favorite part, was traveling and especially internationally.
Right.
Yeah.
I would think so too, because you don't normally get that opportunity to go travel like that all over the world.
And especially the places that we went, because they weren't all like vacation destinations. Like I don't know anybody, or not, I shouldn't say anybody, but a lot of people don't just go to South America. Like that's,
Right.
that's the place that a lot of people don't get to go to. And if any South Americans are watching, love it. That was my favorite.
That's so cool.
Brazil, Chile,
Yeah.
Argentina.
Oh
I've actually
my
been
gosh.
to all of South America except for Bolivia and the 3 little, like Papua New Guinea and the little countries in the top
That's
right corner.
so awesome.
Did y'all go to Europe?
We did. I've been to London. We played in Paris and Madrid. We didn't do a lot of Europe when I was with her.
That's, but still, I would think in South America, like you said, I bet they love some Demi.
They're really passionate. It's
Right.
the fun
Yes.
part. Like they love music. They love. I mean, they chased crew guys. I mean, they knew the whole thing.
You had
They're
a
like,
blast
I like
there.
that guitar player.
I like the guitar player. I want the guitar player. No wonder
It
you
was
like
Well,
me.
actually, I heard from some people that we know that when Demi Lovato was here and y'all went to her concert, they were screaming for you. Someone told me that.
Were they?
Did you miss
I was
that?
screaming for you.
Did you miss that? Someone told me that they were screaming for you.
That's funny.
Did you?
I
wow.
must have missed that part.
Yeah, I was like, dang,
I'll
Mike's
own
got
it.
it going on.
He's got it going on. Is right. I've seen him. I'm going to scream for him. Mike.
Absolutely.
Well, maybe we'll open for her one day.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah, put that out there.
Yes, definitely.
That
That'd be fun.
sounds
I'm gonna
like
second
a good
that.
plan. I third it.
There we go.
That's amazing. Well, I tell you what, what else do you got going on, Mike? Are you writing some songs by yourself or just with the band?
We're just focusing on Rocket Top right now. Yeah, it's funny because last year, most of the year we were writing, and I was like, let's get to the show. And now we've been working on our live stuff. I'm like, I can't wait to get back in the studio and start writing some new stuff.
Yeah.
Because we went through some changes, in the past couple months with Rocky Top and what we're doing and the whole thing. So now we're kind of rebranding, and so that's what my summer song is going to be a re-release, and then hopefully we'll follow it up with singles from there. But I can't wait to get back in the studio and
That's awesome.
get back
love
to
it.
writing. But
I
yeah,
love
doing
it.
that and just getting our live stuff together and.
And now you have some other things that you do, like you also work where I met Mike was at Septine Entertainment Group, and he's very huge part of doing all our booking, right? And I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know
cool. It's cool working there because I've been around Septine Entertainment since '03 when Hunter and I were doing our band, and we played in one of their end of year showcases, and that's where I met Demi. She was 10 years old. She was just
Wow.
dancing around the halls in the back, and it's a little kid. But I remember how impressed we all were. And then that was in '03, and then the following year, I was in another band, but the singer also was from Septine. So we played in that end of year showcase, and that's there's a famous video of her singing and playing "I Can Only Imagine" when she was 11, and it was at that showcase.
Oh, wow.
So then, Linda is really where it all started for all of us. It's
Yeah.
kind of amazing that it's all come together through her.
That is
That's
so
how we know each
awesome.
other, and so they're now working with the kids and booking, and I book the gigs and stuff, but also get to run the gigs, and so get to work with them on their performances, and it's been really cool.
Watch people grow and develop, which is
Yeah.
fun.
Well, I'll tell you from just an observer, it was so much fun being there last weekend for that showcase or that contest or whatever, where Miss Kristi Phillips took home the first place
Yes, she did.
award.
So good.
It was amazing. But just watching some of those kids, like you were saying, there's no doubt, and I can't remember what the one girl's name is, but the next Whitney Houston.
Amanda Riley.
Yeah,
yeah.
Amanda Riley is the next Whitney Houston.
You need to
and
have
she-
her
and
on
she-
here, too.
I've already booked
she
it, people.
is-
nice.
I've already
was-
booked it. Yeah.
Oh, she's
Yes.
amazing.
She's phenomenal.
But that's what's so cool is you see these kids performing, and then and it's neat, I think, to watch, because then you see these performers like the two of you and other performers that are older that they can look up to, And it's just a really neat family that
It
Stepped
is.
In
It
has.
feels like a family, and
It's
I
a
love it.
family.
I was telling, we had Mega Moxie here last week, and I was like,
I saw them. That was fun.
I love adopting all these kids because I don't have any kids, and so I
You
just
can have some of
adopt them
mine.
all. You know, I have kids of all ages now.
It's
true.
awesome.
Yeah,
it's
is.
so
It's
awesome.
so much fun. I love it so much. And it's been so great having you on the show today.
It's been great being here.
And
Thank you.
hearing about everything. And we're going to have Mike back, and we're going to have Rocky Top on. I'll have Remy come back, too, and y'all get to meet him as well.
Let's do it.
And he's helping me with some things, too. He's an amazing artist. And I always like to close the show with a song for the soul. And I have something a little special for you guys today. Oh, yeah, I want to sing the song I'm working on.
Ooh, nice.
Mississippi in the middle of a dry spell. Jimmy Rogers and Victrola up high. And Mama's dancing with the baby on the shoulder. Love me tender, leave me crying in the eyes. The way he moved, it was a sin, so sweet and true. Always wanted more. He'll leave you longing for black velvet in that little boy's smile. Black velvet in that strong southern sky. A new religion that'll bring you to your knees. Black velvet dream. Black velvet in that little boy's smile. Black velvet in that strong southern star. A new religion that'll bring you to your knees. Black velvet, if you please. What do you think?
I love it.
I'm just working on it.
Yeah, Kristi.
I love it. You
With
were
those pipes.
amazing.
Thank you. I mean, everybody, you know, my clients are always, you know, I have to tell them everything I'm doing. Oops, sorry. And they're always like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, let me just sing something for you.
It's amazing. I love it. You sing for me like that too.
And then sometimes I'm just kind of, you know, singing behind my, you know, like this, just kind of humming or whatever. But it's fun, and I just love to sing, and I love to sing everywhere I go. It's just fun. And I think, you know, really the longevity in the music industry to me is really just being open to opportunities and being ready. I mean, and then there's so many different things you can do
That's a
as
quote.
you change and evolve, right?
It's one of my favorite quotes is the separation is in the preparation.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
true. I
Yeah.
like that.
Hold on, I'm
too.
going to type that down. Right
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
I don't know where it came from, but I heard it from Russell
Separation
Wilson.
is
The
in
separation is in the
and
preparation.
That is the truth.
And
That
then
is
what's that
one-
other one? Opportunity meets something.
No, luck. There's no such thing as luck.
Yeah, yeah.
It's-
It's when
it's
opportunity
work.
meets preparation or
Yeah,
something like
exactly.
that.
Right,
And I like that
exactly.
too.
Because it's the truth.
It is. That's amazing. Well, thank y'all so
Oh,
much for
thank
being
you.
here.
I
Thank you
love
for
it.
having
Thank
us.
you.
Love it.
Yes, this is a blast when you can work with the people that you love to be around, and that's what I have, and I love it so much. And thank you so much for tuning in to SoVery Kristi. We will be back next week at 2 o'clock.